And welcome to this Sunday's edition of Vet Chronicles. Today is August the 22nd, 2010, and I weighed in this morning at 347.6 pounds. And I think that this probably will be the last time that I only rely on my weight to determine whether or not I'm actually reaching my health goals. I've been doing some research and reading over the last couple of weeks, and there was an interesting idea that kind of got stuck in my head, and that is that only using your mass as a measurement of whether or not you're improving your health is a fallacy, because it doesn't tell you how much water weight you're losing, how much fat you're losing, how much muscle you're gaining. I think with the tools that I have available, a better way of helping me to measure at least the size component of me reaching my health goals is to also, in addition to my weight, measure my fat percentage. I actually have a bathroom scale that measures the percentage of body fat. I don't think it's very accurate, but it's extremely precise, meaning if I do the measurement once and I do it 2 more times, I get the exact same number. So at least using that, I can level set. Having that information allows me to know whether or not I'm actually gaining muscle or losing fat, or if the weight I'm losing is just water weight and lean muscle. And I don't want to lose lean muscle. I want to lose the extra fat as much as I can. So that's how I'm going to attack it from now on. So not just the actual weight loss, but how much my percentage of fat based on that little scale I have has gone down or increased. Hopefully it only decreases. The other thing that I discovered this week is that although I've cut out flour and sugar from my diet, I still have this propensity to want to overeat. And I think that's going to be the most difficult part of becoming more healthy, is that like a lot of people who are overweight, if I'm feeling anxious or nervous or I have some emotion that I'm having a hard time coping with, I turn to food. And food easily satiates temporarily those emotions. It gives your body something else to focus on. It releases certain chemicals throughout your body that kind of relaxes you in some senses. So what I've decided to do is to, every time I have that need to overeat, is to really just kind of sit back, try to analyze what's going on, take a deep breath, and say, hey, Sam, you don't really need that thing that you're craving. What you really want is someone to talk to about your feelings. What you really want is to understand how you feel in this moment, and you don't want to turn to food. Case in point, last night or yesterday, I was so frustrated throughout the day. The heat was getting to me, and there's something going on right now where it's kind of bothering me a little bit in my life, and I couldn't resolve it on my own. The jitteriness, the anxiousness wouldn't go away. And so around 10 o'clock last night, I just wanted to freaking eat. And I remember I drove around my area where I live, and there are a bunch of different restaurants, and they're open, all hours of the night. And I got on the phone with a friend, and I talked with him, and he was like, don't go to these places. Just go somewhere where you can have the right things, and if you need to eat something, then just do that. And so what I wound up doing is, I kind of went and got me some cashews and some mineral water, and I ate that, and I was cool. I didn't binge on the sweet, sugary, salty foods that I normally would have. So in my mind, that's an improvement. It could have been a whole lot worse. So that's the second thing I discovered this week, that emotional eating is one of the factors of my weight gain. So two things. One, I'm going to try to not just measure my mass, but also find out what the content of that mass is. Is it how much of my bones weighing? Relatively try to find out what those things are based on the scale that I have. How much of me is fat, which I think right now the scale rate 43.6%. How much of that is lean muscle? I'm not sure what that is, but I can probably do some calculations and figure it out. And whether or not I'm reaching my health goals from a size standpoint. And I'm gonna keep up the diet, still no flour, no sugar, and see how that goes for another couple of weeks. Hopefully, I'll lose a lot more fat off my body. And that's it. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks, guys. So have a good week. Bye.